P. Diddy or Daddy or Puff Daddy or Diddy, well, whatever his name is today, his LA area home has now been raided by the feds. In fact, multiple of his homes were raided by the feds. TMZ grabbed footage of the homes being raided. According to Homeland Security Investigations, earlier today, Homeland Security Investigations New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and local law enforcement partners. Apparently, the case is being handled out of the Southern District of New York, and it is tied to sex trafficking allegations, which have been levied against Diddy in recent months from a variety of plaintiffs. Now, again, none of this is particularly shocking. There are people who have been talking about this for years. Katt Williams, the comedian, was recently back in January talking about how Diddy was going to go down very, very soon based on all of the allegations of sex trafficking and sexual impropriety going on regarding Diddy. And, some of this obviously is just celebrity culture. Unfortunately, there are a lot of mainstream Hollywood celebrities who are engaged in sexual evils. That sort of stuff has been common in Hollywood going on a century at this point. So, again, not a giant shock. The sex trafficking allegations, the extent of the sex trafficking, that's kind of shocking. Obviously, this also has to do with rap culture. As a former #1 rapper myself, I can safely say rap culture itself, again, having nothing to do with color, but a culture that glorifies the treatment of other human beings as pieces of flesh to allow you to copulate or to perform your sexual pleasures upon. That is the vision, unfortunately, that rap culture purveys. That has some real world consequences for the most famous people who engage in it. So fame, money, celebrity, a permissive sexual lifestyle that encourages this sort of treatment of people. It's not a shock when that ends in criminal allegations with regard to sex. Here's Katt Williams talking about this in January.
I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. T.G. Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Okay, obviously he was correct about that. And again, allegations have been swirling around Diddy for legitimately years. Usher talks about the fact that he lived with Diddy for a year when he was 13 and he saw some stuff.
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans. Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, they didn't know nothing about this.
Oh,
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
What a life!
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Okay, so again, Usher saying that way back when on Howard Stern's show. According to Forbes, there are a bunch of allegations against P. Diddy. Apparently, he has not been formally charged or accused by federal prosecutors of a crime at this point, although obviously that is coming. The rapper has faced a string of lawsuits starting when he was sued on November 16th of last year by Cassandra Ventura, a singer and dancer who alleged that Combs raped her in 2018 and subjected her to a years-long abusive relationship that included punching, kicking, and stomping on her and asserting complete control over her personal and professional life. That case was then settled later that month for an undisclosed amount. And then later that same month, another woman named Joy Dickerson-Neal alleged in a lawsuit that P. Diddy drugged her, sexually assaulted her, and secretly recorded the assault when she was a college student in 1991. And then separately that same month, an anonymous plaintiff accused him and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall of raping her and a friend in 1990 or 1991 after meeting at an MCA Records event in New York. And then he was hit with another sexual assault suit in December, accusing him of drugging and participating in a gang rape of an unnamed accuser in 2003 when the accuser was 17 years old. And then the most recent lawsuit, and the most kind of shocking lawsuit, was filed against Combs last month when producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones sued the rapper in New York, alleging that he was subjected to unwanted advances by associates of Diddy at his direction and was forced to engage in relations with sex workers that Diddy hired, according to Variety. $20 barely gets you anything these days. You can't even fill your gas tank or get a burger and fries for less than $20. But do you know what $20 will get you? From the cell phone company I use, Pure Talk, you can get unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $20 a month. Pure Talk gives you the same quality of service as your current cell phone provider, but for about half the cost. The average family saves almost $1,000 a year, all with no contracts and no activation fees. You can switch to Pure Talk and keep the phone and phone number you currently use, or you can take advantage of their great deals on the latest iPhones and Androids. Making the switch is incredibly easy. Their U.S. customer service team can help you join Pure Talk in as little as 10 minutes. Choose to spend your hard-earned money with a wireless company that shares your values, supports our military and veterans, creates American jobs, and refuses to advertise on, the fake news networks. Stop spending a ridiculous amount of money on your phone plan. Go to puretalk.com/Shapiro. Right now, my listeners can get an additional 50% off their very first month of coverage. That's puretalk.com/Shapiro. Again, puretalk.com/Shapiro. Go check them out right now. puretalk.com/Shapiro. So Combs obviously is denying all of this, but presumably, given the fact that everyone is alleging that there were tapes taken of this stuff, I would assume that is one of the reasons why you are now having federal raids on all of P. Diddy's homes. His former assistant here claims he lived with Combs from September 2022 through November 2023, according to Variety, and was repeatedly a victim of sexual harassment from Combs directly and subjected to unwanted advances by associates of Diddy at his direction. In the suit, Jones said that he resided with Combs at several of his residences in New York, LA, Florida, and a rented yacht in the U.S. Virgin Islands. During his time with Combs, Jones said he recorded hours of audio and video footage of him and his staff engaging in seriously illegal activity. He says that he was subject to, quote, constant unsolicited and unauthorized groping and touching of his nether regions and was forced to work in Combs' bathroom as the mogul showered nude. He said that he raised the issues with another one of the assistants to P. Diddy, who responded, Sean will be Sean, and that was his way of showing that he likes you, which is, okay. Among the claims in the suit, Jones says that he believes Combs drugged him February 2nd, 2023, and woke up naked in a bed with Combs and two sex workers. He alleges that Diddy was grooming him for sex and encouraged him to recruit prostitutes by asking him to wear a bad boy baseball cap at a Miami establishment to signal to any sex worker he approached that Combs was trying to solicit them. Wow, that is a pretty amazing allegation. I mean, if you're so well known for participating in the sex traffic that you can literally wear just a brand around and it's like a magnet to all the sex workers, yeah, I would say that there's a long history here. Also, Jones says that Combs flaunted guns, spoke of getting away with shooting people. Apparently, Combs said he was responsible for a shooting at a New York City nightclub in 1999 with another rapper. So all these allegations have led to Diddy apparently now fleeing the country also. According to Zero Hedge, Diddy was caught on camera pacing outside of a Miami airport. And then apparently his private jet took off shortly after his homes were raided. So apparently it's unclear whether he's still in the country or whether he is not in the country. Nobody really knows at this point. Bottom line is that the feds obviously are going to fully investigate this. Now, you're seeing a lot of conspiracy theories out there today, and it's always the same people who participate. It is odd how if you believe one conspiracy theory, you tend to believe literally all the conspiracy theories. That is the way this tends to work. And all the conspiracy theories tend to center around unnamed, unspecified people who are manipulating the system. And it can't just be that there are evil people who are participating in many evil things at any given time around the world. Is they all are in cahoots with each other and there is some grand master scheme. And that all this is a way of shutting Diddy up before he can speak about his paymasters. Okay, well, when the evidence of that emerges, then let me know. Alternatively, P. Diddy is an incredibly rich, incredibly famous celebrity who's been able to sexually gallivant as he pleases for literally 30 years, and then he got caught doing it in criminal ways, which seems pretty plausible to me. I don't see why you need a conspiracy theory to exactly explain that one. But for folks who are conspiratorially minded, the answer is always the same. There's a conspiracy that explains everything. That is, frankly, a very peculiar way to live, that there's always a monster in the closet lurking behind the real monster. Maybe Diddy is just the monster. Maybe it's just that. You don't always need a conspiracy to explain everything, folks. In fact, you very rarely do. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.